but if I didn't have the gun, I might not be sitting here talking to you, so...
Ciao a tutti. Come si capisce dal nome, il mio canale si occupa di analizzare le libertà. Libertà intese in tutte le sue forme, sia quelle più accettate dalla società, sia quelle meno accettate. La libertà di possedere un'arma e soprattutto di portarla con sé è sicuramente tra le più controverse. Ha senso al giorno d'oggi girare armati? Non è qualcosa che dovremmo lasciare solamente coi buzzurri degli americani? Per saperne di più ho deciso di approfondire la questione e ho scoperto che nel bel mezzo dell'Europa c'è un paese, la Repubblica Ceca, dove chi fa richiesta può girare armato. Così come noi dobbiamo superare un esame per ottenere la patente di guida, così in Repubblica Ceca devono superare un esame per poter girare armati. Come funziona? Quali armi hanno? Perché lo fanno? Ho deciso di andare a Praga a intervistare alcuni cittadini che hanno deciso di girare armati. La prima donna che intervisto si chiama Teresa. Si occupa di gestire i dispositivi medici all'interno degli ospedali, un lavoro quindi che non c'entra niente con le armi. Da qualche anno ha deciso di girare armata.
We just talk like before. I mean, I know that the camera sometimes people get afraid.
Yes, because I would like to show the people that I'm really normal and kind woman, you know. Yes, but yes, because I think everybody has a story why they decided to carry. They want to protect themselves or their families. So, and I think I have the similar story because I rise up in a traditional Czech family where the men protect their family, protect their wives, you know, protect their children as well. So when I get married, my husband, I was definitely sure that I am the same case, that my husband will protect me and protect our son. And then after 3 years later, I got the divorced and I stand behind the decision that there is nobody, there is just me, just I do protect just by myself. So that's why I decided to get a gun license. It's not just about shooting, it's just about training, about CQB as well.
What is CQB?
CQB is the a cleaning building from terrorists. It's used especially the special units and special forces across all over the world. So it's some special for how to use long guns or short guns, and you can change between them as well. So and everything is about the training.
So you do a kind of military training?
Yes, yes, and I like it. But you know, it's like something complete.
You are carrying the weapon also now?
Yes.
Can I see?
Yes, you can. So this is a Glock 43, and I have got one on me and 2 for shooting range and 1 Glock for training.
Teresa non ha solo la pistola che avete visto, vi mostrerò il suo arsenale nel prossimo video. Dopo Teresa ho intervistato una coppia di cittadini armati. Lui si chiama Lobo e fa l'agente doganale e lei si chiama Ellen, una ex insegnante d'inglese che adesso fa la fotografa.
And when and why you choose to carry a gun?
Well, I always liked guns. I never had this typical problem as everybody, like guns are evil. I never had this issue. And I just thought that it's too difficult and too complicated. So I never even tried, and I lived 6 years in England. I came back in 2012. And obviously in England you can't even have nail file, nothing. So it's impossible. And I had really, really bad experiences back there. I was robbed and beaten a few times. And
really?
It was really, really bad. And I wasn't one of the girls going alone in the dark streets. It was really not that case. So when I came back to Czech Republic and I started studying the laws, I thought like, oh, that will be great. But again, I didn't know how, like to whom, and it's quite complicated in Czech Republic. It's not like you just ask and get it. So I wanted, but I didn't make it because of that there was just too much going on anyway. And then I met my husband, and obviously he had his gun by then, and he was very responsible, excited and enthusiastic, and he was able to show me around, and I decided to make my license straight away because it was natural.
So you choose to carry a gun for your protection?
Definitely for my protection and for the feeling that I'm very small, and everybody thinks that I am much younger than I am, which might be fine, but not when you need to protect yourself. And I get very fierce when I'm attacked, so I think that I'm much better off alone than normal girls, but still, when you are small, you can do whatever you want, but you just can't handle, much tall, big guy. It's just impossible, and it's, no matter how good you are or how brave you are, it doesn't really make any changes. So that's why the gun was very important for me.
You had the gun when you were still a teacher, right? So you were going to the schools, private school, with a gun?
Yes.
Any people knew it, or?
Of course, nobody knew.
Nobody
Would accept it for me, even. When you are a small, tiny teacher in a nice blouse and nice skirt and all smiley, nobody would even ask me if I'm carrying a gun. It was I think that once there were like some jokes about it, and we can imagine Ellen having a gun. I was like, where could I have a gun? Ha ha ha. Just
so it's so it was legal, but still you didn't want to say.
It was legal, but I didn't want to say because a lot of people in Czech Republic even, they are scared because people just can't comprehend the simple fact that I can kill them with my bare hands if I want to. I don't need the gun. And if I have a glass, if I have nail file, if I have anything sharp, even a bloody pencil, I'm still dangerous. But they don't care about my pencils. They are just, oh my God, she has a gun. And I'm not gonna deal with it. I just keep it for my own security, for my own safety.
Dangerous also with a knife or a glass. Why you need a gun? You can go around with something else.
Because knife is cool. Everything is cool if you need it. Every single weapon is cool if you are in danger. But the gun is way more effective.
But
the gun is called the great equalizer for a reason, because it doesn't matter if you have if you are 100 kilos muscly guy or 50 kilos girl,
and
the
gun is always the same effect.
And have you ever, both of you, needed to use it for self-defense?
Well, I used it, but not in the right meaning, because I know that we lived in Ostrava, which is quite, well, not the best city to live in. And I had to work as a teacher, so I traveled a lot on my own, and it was dark, it is obvious situation, obvious scenario, and there is a lot of our
low lives.
yeah. And simply I was just leaving the tram, trying to make my own way home, and I saw a crowd of guys getting closer and closer. And then there was this thought that I was, okay, but I have my gun, I'm fine. If something happens, I can use it. And the sudden feeling of calmness really made me walk straight, my chin up, and I just put my hand on the place where I carry my gun. I didn't show it, but it was quite obvious what I'm doing. So the guys just saw me, they started whispering, and they were just like, oh, she probably has something, and blah blah blah, leave her alone. And they just made an eye for me, and I just walked quietly, slowly, I didn't run, I didn't look back, I just walked because I knew that I can protect myself. And I think that just the feeling that I knew I'm safe was all the magic that was needed. But if I didn't have the gun, I might not be sitting here talking to you. So.
Dopo avermi parlato dell'attacco, chiedo loro di mostrarmi le armi.
It's the most boring and common way to carry it. I have it in the holster.
Okay.
Here. Okay. It's semi-automatic.
So it was ready to shoot.
Yeah. It's empty and safe.
Okay.
So this is what I wanted to show. It's very useful for any girl, because obviously our clothes are definitely not good for carrying guns, because with the belts and everything, it's very complicated, because once you do any movement, it hurts. So that's why I wanted to show you this in hand, because this is very useful, and it's simply sticking to your body. It's worn about this high, and it has many many ways where to put the gun in,
Ah.
and it holds really securely and it doesn't show. So you can wear this with simply anything because it doesn't require to wear any particular clothes or belt or anything.
Okay.
So I could wear it even now and have a very easy access to it. But obviously when you wear a long skirt or a dress, people usually say, oh, but when you're going in a dress you can't wear your gun. Of course I can. So this is why I have this, and you can simply wear it.
Ah,
And that's just like in
it's
here.
very small also.
Yes, and it's very small. This is my gun.
Huh.
That way I Kevin. It's 9mm as well, but it's much smaller than his, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy to wear it here. And you can use this, obviously, but when in need you don't have much time to use both hands, so you can just grab it here and it's
Okay.
safe. And second spare magazine is here.
Ah, okay.
So this is very easy, but my size is much smaller than his if you compare these two next to each other. Safe.
Okay. Yeah, it's very
It's the
small,
same.
yes. It's the smallest I've ever seen. Actually.
Yeah, well, actually it is. And but if you compare our bullets,
Yeah, they're similar.
this is funny because if you see the size, you must think that this is some kind of toy, but it's actually the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just
Changed. Not safe.
So big.
Yeah.
I love the noise, the sound it makes.
Winchester. Ah, shotgun.
That's just next to our bed on my side,
Ah, really?
especially, yeah. Because when something happens, I don't have dogs for protection, but I have this to protect my dogs.
The dogs are useless.
I'm just, I just want to protect my family, and that's why I'm part of it. So I have guns, I don't use dogs, so I just want to have it handy. So this is on the night table, and then we have this next to the bed. So
Okay, so I think you feel very safe at home.
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, safer than most people.
Have you ever felt that you were a danger to others when you carry a gun?
No.
To others, no.
Mm.
We always feel
No.
like. Actually, I saved a girl once in a tram in Ostrava.
Ah, what happened?
Well, I was traveling again from work, and again typical situation, late at night, dark, and she was really stupid. She was young and pretty, and she sat in a tram on the space where everybody were like close to her, and there was a drunk man, but not that drunk, but just like tipsy, and he started going after her, really big huge guy. And I just saw that there's going to be an issue, but I was confident that I can protect both of us, so I just stood on the stairs behind her. She didn't see me, but she was down below me on the right side and he was on the left, and he went straight after her, like really rude, and just seriously grabbing her and touching her. So I just very firmly informed him that he is not going to end up well if he doesn't stop immediately. So he started arguing with me, but when he saw me being seriously, holding my ground and being really aggressive, and again I started, just reaching for my gun, and I just had it in my hand, but I didn't pull. I just had my hand here, and then people saw me, got their minds around what I am doing, and started, hey man, just leave her alone, and started, being, helping around, but just a little. And then I just took the girl and I pulled her behind me and I kept yelling. And the guy just didn't go any farther because he looked at me, he looked at my hand, and again, he didn't come closer, but I was really firmly standing, yelling and yelling and yelling. So the girl was just like shaking, crying, standing behind me. So I kicked him out of the tram, I yelled at her and just told her to be more careful, obviously, not wear short skirts in this time of day and in a city. So she was just crying and shaking, so I just get her out of the tram. And again, I thought that if I didn't have a gun back there, I wouldn't be able to behave like this because I would be scared for my own life. I would maybe just drag her back, but I definitely wouldn't be standing there and yelling at really tall drunk guy. I'm not stupid.
Dopo aver intervistato queste persone, ho deciso di capire meglio come funziona la legge in Repubblica Ceca. Come si può ottenere un'arma? Quali armi puoi usare? E come? Inoltre, come mai in Repubblica Ceca esiste questo diritto? È dovuto alla storia? Alla cultura? Ve lo mostrerò nel prossimo video e vi mostrerò anche la donna più armata che io abbia mai visto. Grazie per avermi seguito.